I'm the outreach coordinator for Longview Animal Care and Adoption Center.
Absolutely. And what's kind of your role over the volunteer orientation this tomorrow?
So my role is one of many is volunteer management. So I recruit, train, and manage all the volunteers that come into our facility and help us out, whether it's in-house or even off-site at an event that we might put on or be a part of. Tomorrow with volunteer orientation is where I invite anyone in the public that would like to be involved or is interested just to see what it's all about becoming a volunteer up here, and can show them the ropes, walk them through the guidelines, kind of give them the expectations of what this program looks like up here. Back in high school, I was volunteering back in Louisiana a little bit here and there, but never at an animal shelter. I've always had animals, have had a passion for animals. I've been here at this facility going on 9 years now, and have held this title for about 3 years. So 3 years I've been able to invite the community to come in and just show them what we do here and how they can be a part of it, and it's been life-changing. For most people, just the time commitment is kind of the biggest aspect of it. You know, people have lives outside of here, whether it's work, school, families. So we have to really work around our schedule here at the facility. You know, we're open to the public Tuesday through Saturday from noon to 5, but we're still here 7 days a week from at least as early as 8 all the way until 5 in the afternoon. So we really rely on the help of volunteers coming in between those hours. So we have volunteers coming in as early as 8:30 and staying here until 4 or closer to 5 on some days. They help fill in gaps where staff is, you know, maybe needing a little assistance, maybe helping hands-on with the animals. So that's usually the biggest adjustment right there, is if people can fit that within their schedule. Maybe they have a certain weekday off and they can come up here, spend their Tuesdays or Thursdays with us. Maybe they work, you know, Monday through Friday and their only days are Saturday, Sunday. So we try really hard to work around that. Some people, you know, they have full-time jobs. They're not getting off until 5. That makes it a little bit more difficult to come in, but that's why we have opportunities when we have our outreach programs. Maybe we are doing the off-site clinics. Maybe we're hosting an event. Maybe we're a part of an event, and that's a way people can come out and spread the word about what we do and be involved in those manners.
Roughly how many volunteers do you guys have now?
I'm open to anyone, even if they only had 5 hours to give. That's 5 hours that, you know, someone can make a difference in. Roughly for active volunteers throughout the year, we have between 60 to 70. Those are people who have given over 10 hours within 6 months of time. So to be considered active, that is the requirement, but anyone can give. I have some people who come in weekly, and that is a routine schedule. And then we have other people who come in maybe once every 6 months, and they just give what they can. And we're just appreciative of every amount of time that someone can give. I tell them, what are you interested in? Everyone has certain skills that they feel like they can, you know, attribute to what we do up here and to these animals. Our main needs are usually hands-on with the animals. I always say we have staff that is employed here. They're the ones who are doing the everyday cleaning, the handling of people and animals on a daily basis. Volunteers are given their free time and energy. They get to do the fun things. So dog walking, that's our biggest need always. Our goal is to strive for at minimum 2 walks a day, one in the morning and another in the afternoon. A chance for these dogs to get out of their kennels, get some exercise, get some enrichment and socialization with people and other animals. That is our biggest need, because we can't trust them to leash themselves up and walk, you know, themselves and come back on their own. It is a little bit more manpower, but that's the fun thing. That is what I see as therapeutic, and a lot of other volunteers as well, to get the chance to come out and love on some animals. If dogs aren't your thing, we have cats. Cats also need cuddling. They can't walk on the leash as well as the dogs do, but we can still give them some form of enrichment and socialization. Outside of that, if people are like, well, maybe animals aren't my thing, or I'm not sure physically how well I can handle that, there are other ways to get involved. Helping clean laundry, dishes, answering phones, being a greeter up at the front when people are coming in, and just helping in any little way to fulfill a need.
Yeah, and just any little task. So one thing that I'm kind of hearing too is that an important thing for the animals is that there's a social aspect to it, and it's sometimes some of these animals that are coming in are hurt, you know, and that have been in different situations and whatnot, and they kind of need a human presence to be adopted. Would that be correct?
Yes. So usually when they come in, I tell everyone, this is probably the worst day of their life when they first come in. It's scary. They don't know what's going on. They're immediately picked up by strangers, brought into a strange building, immediately seen by our vet staff and, given vaccines. That's scary. And so it can take a little time for them to come around, and having a friendly hand that's there to welcome them, and even if it's just to sit in the kennel with them, makes a big difference. Even past that point, once they start to open up and they start to get comfortable with us and start to show their personality, getting them outside of their kennel is crucial to their stay here. If they just stay in their kennel all day long with no enrichment, no play, then they can start to develop cabin fever-like symptoms where you start to go crazy when you're in your house for too long. If we just leave them in their kennels, those four walls start to close in on them after a while. That's where we can see behavioral issues start to develop. Things such as excessive barking, destruction of their kennel, their toys, their blankets or so, maybe reactivity towards people, whether it is of malicious intent or not. That's where you see a lot of excessive jumping, and that's what kind of deters people away from adopting them. So the more help that we have come in and get them out, socializes them and keeps them mentally stable, keeps them mentally happy. And so that's what we really strive for.
Yeah, that's really neat. And last kind of thing to touch on, has it ever occurred when some people come and maybe they love animals, maybe they would like to adopt, but they actually don't have the time or the funds to do that, so in that way is volunteering like a good second way and being like, okay, yes, I can do as much as I can with what time I have.
Absolutely. We get a lot of people who are like, maybe I'm at my max, have a max amount of animals, I can't take in anymore. This is that outlet. We get a lot of college students who come through and maybe they're missing home, they're missing their own animals, and coming in on a Saturday afternoon just gives them that fix, gives them that comfort. We're all in this for the same reason, it's because we love animals. They provide us comfort. We just want to do the same for them. So that's absolutely a way someone can get that little fix for them if they're at their max capacity or if they're not in a position to be able to take their own animal home.
Sure, okay. Is there anything else I'm leaving out that you'd like to say? You did on a lot.
I would just love to encourage people to come check out the facility. I always open orientation, not even just for volunteering, but someone who maybe just wants to know more about our facility and how we operate and what we do here. People are always welcome to reach out to me, even outside of our monthly orientations, and schedule something with me. So I highly encourage them just reaching out via email or calling my office. I'm always happy to answer any questions someone has.
Okay, good deal.